Hey, good evening. Good evening to everybody out there. This your girl Tiffany coming through here live in effect. I have a question for all the ladies out there because I need to know something. Why fight over somebody who don't value your worth? Why fight over somebody who's going to just constantly gaslight you? Why fight over somebody who is going to continue to have this narcissistic behavior? Or that's a pathological liar. Why do you constantly put up a fight for a person that don't see your value, that don't see your worth? And I'm just asking this because I see this common behavior amongst women. And I just never understood. Maybe it's me because I never been in that predicament where I had to end up putting up a fight over a man. You know what I'm saying? Just for, especially a man who don't value my worth. And I just want to know for my sake, I'm just trying to find the logic here. Why I constantly fight over a man who, don't care nothing about you, who don't want to spend time with you? Do you think it's worth is it worth it? I mean, what do you get out of it? Because you got women that want to smash other women's cars, that want to attack the other female, pour Barry acid. Like, what do you get out of that? At the end of the day, once you put up all the fight, that's not going to stop that man who don't see your value from going around here messing around with other women. I mean, I wish that many women would get the logic. Like, you really putting yourself in a situation for nothing. You put yourself in a situation for nothing, but you're not getting nowhere with this. It just never made sense to me because the only way this is just my opinion. This is where I stand. The only way I can see myself putting up that kind of fight is if it's worthy of a cause. If it ain't worthy of the cause, then I'm not gonna put myself through all that. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, and I gotta be technical. There are men that sit back and do shit just to see if you are going to go after the other female just for their entertainment and their pleasure. There are men that's like that. That will sit back and just watch the shit unfold and not do anything about it. I just don't. I never get the logic of women on that level. Like, okay, you know that he messing around, or let's just say if he had an ex-girlfriend and had a child with this other woman, and he going back and forth with her, he going back to this woman. Why do you keep putting up a fight? Obviously, he letting you know where he wants to stay. He letting you know where he want to be. I mean, are you trying to get his attention, or what were you trying to do? Because if you thinking that you're going to keep him around and get attention, then you going to learn the hard way. If he going back to his ex-woman and want to be with her, why put up a fight? Or just like if you the side chick, right, and he has a wife at home, why are you putting up a fight with the wife? If he gonna go back to his woman and pretend like he's one big happy family with her, ain't no sense of putting up a fight about that. It's time to move on. Because obviously he got it made up in his mind that this is where he wants to be. So at the end of the day, it's him. That's where he want to be. If he's gonna be with his wife, then the smartest thing to do is just let it go and just leave it alone. If he's gonna go back to his ex, then let him go. Why keep trying to fight for a man's love and he don't want to give it to you? That's just like forcing somebody to love you. Like, you can't force anybody to love you. You can't even force anybody to be with you at that. Because at the end, a person's still going to make their choice. So this is why we cannot be so quick to jump into relationships and jump into marriage, because we don't know what we get ourselves into. We have to prepare ourselves for these kind of things, because you guys prepare for what is expected and what is unexpected. You got to prepare for what you're going to get yourself into, what you're going to encounter. Especially if this man got multiple children. If he got children with multiple women, you're going to have to expect what you're going to encounter. You're going to have to realize that one of those women are bitter and unhappy. And they have some type of resentment towards you because you're the other woman. You got to prepare yourself for what you may encounter. You know, and it's good to know exactly where a person is going to be standing before you even take it a step further. You got to know what exactly do you want out of this relationship? Where are we in good hands with each other? Where do we stand in this foundation together? Because if we not focusing on our relationship with one another, then why are we wasting time? Why are we wasting time? What are you willing to do? But sitting around here tearing up nigga shit is not going to stop that man from messing around on you. Going around here trying to fight his significant other side chick or whatever is not going to stop that man from messing around on you. Going around here trying to get at his wife, or cussing his wife out or whatever, it's not going to stop that man from doing what he's doing. Hell, he probably got multiple women. He probably got other women besides you and that wife of his. Just saying. So we got to be very logical here. This is where I always say women need to start dealing with stoicism. You got to start studying that philosophy, because at the end, it's only going to help you to learn how to minimize your emotion and how to think more critically. And you have to sit back and just ask yourself, well, is it worth what I'm going through? Where am I getting out of this situation? Is it a winning game for me? What am I going to do here? Let me be logical. Let me stop and think before I even put myself into a situation that I can't get myself out of. And that's the same way with somebody who trying to be a down ass bitch, which I like to call the dab, down ass bitch. So you trying to be the down ass bitch, you trying to do all this, you doing this extracurricular activity, if you will, for the sake of the argument here, right? You doing all this extracurricular activity, right? You end up going to jail. You end up going to prison. And this nigga, he done moved on with his life. And he done got a whole nother woman while you locked up in prison. What the hell did you gain out of it? What did you get out of that situation? You didn't get nothing. You didn't get no type of trophy. You didn't get no type of token. You didn't get nothing. You didn't get a place on the pedestal. You didn't get anything. You just had to suffer in prison or suffer by yourself while this man move on. I just want, just think about that. You really have to think long and hard. Is it really worth putting up a fight for somebody who don't give a fuck about you or who don't really value you? They can say they care about you and they can sit here and tell you they love you, but they really don't. They action tells you otherwise. They don't, and you have to read in between the lines. You gotta look at the red flags. And people try to use this guilt trip that, you're gonna be lonely for the rest of your life and this thing and other. Okay, if that's what it takes, if you gotta be by yourself and you gotta be lonely, then that's better to be that way. It's best to be alone, and it's best to be by yourself than to be in a relationship where you deal with emotional, physical, and most of all psychological abuse. Because psychological abuse is a form of damage control. That's all it is. It's a form of damage control. So once you have gone under that situation, you're going to be permanently damaged, or you might be temporarily damaged from that abuse. And we talk about psychologically. So, I mean, this is just something that we all have to think about, especially as women. You know, we get our feelings caught up with this person because of what they do for us, and we not reading in between the lines. Because what they do, they might buy us all these gifts and take us out on a date and make us feel accommodated and special. But that's just a form of distraction, if you want to get technical. That's a form of distraction to keep you from really paying attention to what's going on, to keep you from asking questions, to keep you from being able to question that person's integrity and deciding whether you can trust them or not. I mean, the only thing I want to say is to all you women, to you women out there that's constantly going through this, trying to fight for a man's love and affection, you need to just slow down. You need to just sit back and just analyze him. Because at the end of the day, it ain't you. And it's really not even the other woman. It's him. It's that man that you fighting about. So you got to sit back and you got to analyze him. And you got to pay attention to the red flag. And if you have to make that choice to leave and move on with your life and start all over again, then that's what you're going to have to do. If you have to be by yourself in order to clear your conscience and be able to find some healing and peace within, then that's what you're going to have to do. And anybody try to guilt shame you, then guess what? They live in a fairy tale then. They live in a fairy tale thinking that they ain't had to go through shit. Because they probably going through the same thing that you done been through, or maybe 3 times worse. Maybe 3 times worse. So if you gotta be by yourself, then be by yourself. If you gotta do that, then that's just what you have to do. You have to just be able to have some space where you can be able to clear your mind, get yourself together, and then move forward with your life. And that's all I gotta say. I just wanted to speak on that because that's something I was sitting up here thinking about, and I wanted to ask a question. I think what really inspired me, because I seen a post. I'm always looking at posts, but this one particular post where the lady was doing a video segment about she was at a club with her boyfriend, and his ex-girlfriend happened to be there. She was a bartender, and she had something in the glass or whatever, and in that glass it was some type of acid. It was a berry acid. So she poured that berry acid on this woman's face, and it disfigured her face. It caused like a second-degree burn. So she had to go get operation and all that. The whole point is, it ain't even worth it, man. It's not worth it. If you gotta put up a fight for somebody that don't see your value and don't see your worth, then you need to let them go. You gotta cut the string loose. You gotta just let it go. You just gotta walk it out. Walk the opposite direction. Otherwise, it's gonna get even worse for you. So, anyways, this your girl Tiffany, and I'm saying peace and power, elevation be to all of you. Until next time, please take it easy on yourself and make sure you guys check on my channel. Subscribe and hit the notification bell, and also check out the video contents on here. And until then, I'll connect with you guys later. Be safe, all right? Thank you.